Howdy out there, David Duford here at davidduford.com, where I coach, train, and recruit insurance producers to become top producing insurance professionals. And today I'm starting a new series of trainings with always the goal to enhance the training experience so that you can learn more about how to sell policies, insurance policies, on a more consistent basis, where we're going to actually take apart my sales training and explain to you what I am doing in a live sales call and how it relates into progressing the sale. So this is the first one I'm doing, and essentially what I'm doing is chopping up the recorded audio of a real life sales call where you just hear me on the sale and learn exactly what I do and have me right now on camera explain to you what it is that I'm trying to do so that you can better understand how to progress your insurance sales call towards the ultimate conclusion of closing a deal. So one of the things that's hard to believe, I think in my instance, even with all the training that I do on YouTube, there's a lot of sales training that is sales activities that's so spontaneous, and sometimes they're nuanced and it's not a big topic that I commonly miss discussing, believe it or not. And so in reviewing some of these sales calls, what I'm able to do is specifically tell you what I'm trying to accomplish, try to expand and open different sales training ideas and categories so that you can better understand the process to taking a cold prospect to a warm, obviously, hopefully hot close. So what we're going to listen to start with, again, there's no real agenda or specifics in these trainings. They're just really designed to elaborate ideas of selling so that you can hopefully implement it yourself. So what I'm doing here is I am in the second phase of my final expense presentation where I am pre-qualifying the client. And I think one of the most important things you can do is iterate or re-speak or reverbalize what the client says in order to receive validation that the client 100% agrees with the direction of what you are going to propose. So what I do in the pre-qualification section is take time listening to what the client, what their needs are, what their desires are, why do they want to buy insurance, what is it they want to accomplish, and fact find in that way. And once I hear this and basically take all that information and put it together, I reiterate to them, okay, here's what I'm hearing, what you're looking to accomplish, and get a positive yes or positive affirmation like, yep, that's exactly what I want to do. I think this is a powerful method or a powerful technique in order to make sure your client is on board. In other words, we call this a trial close. Trial closes are really basically temperature checks. They're ways to make sure that your client is on board with the direction you're going. They're good to do because many times one of the things new agents do is they assume too much. They assume the client wants this or that, or they're interested in this or that. And you don't want to assume in that context, especially with my strategy of an open-ended question-based sales call. You want to actively ask and make sure that, are they seeing everything? Does this all make sense? Is this what I'm hearing? And when they say yes, that's powerful, a powerful thing, and it allows you to progress to the next section of the sales call. And the client appreciates it because they can tell you've been listening. You know what they want. And if you can verbalize what they want, you're the guy that's going to give it to them in their mind. So without further ado, I'm going to take you to the sales call. We're going to listen momentarily about me basically wrapping up the pre-qualification section where I hear what the client wants and verbalize it back to them, and before I progress to the last couple of questions about bank account and budget drafting. So here we go.
I mean, what I'm hearing and what I've heard so far, I mean, if you got the service covered, if you don't want to leave anything behind, a cremation shouldn't cost more than a couple $1,000.
That's what I'm saying.
All they have to do is throw you in the oven, hit the switch. Not to be too, but that's what it is. And put you in a Folgers can or an urn. That shouldn't be that expensive.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying.
Yeah.
$500 should be
max. So I mean, I'm going to be looking at that, okay? Because I don't think you need more than that. I mean, I'm a salesperson. I like to make a sale, but I don't recommend a sale that's beyond the need. What's the point of 10,000 at this point? Obviously, your spouse passed away, right? So you don't need to leave money behind, where maybe you would have. You just need the last bill taken care of so the kids don't pay it. So it makes sense to me.
So that is the really the thought process I use when I'm going into the sales process, pre-qualifying and fact-finding, and making sure I leave no stone unturned. And just a couple of things of analysis. I regularly use comedy when it's appropriate with the right people. Obviously, reference the Big Lebowski, Folgers can cremation. Just make sure that you put the ashes in away from the wind, not towards you. Great movie if you haven't watched it, by the way. And but I said some things where I try to actively sell myself as something other than a salesperson. So what I mean by that conceptually, if you go listen back to what I said, I say, hey, look, I'm a salesperson. I'd love to sell you the most coverage I can. I said it in so many words. But with this is all you need, it's all you need. And I believe the basic level thought process regular America has about salespeople is that they wouldn't ever say anything like that. That is an unexpected thing a salesperson says. And it is trust building. It's like, hey, I'm a salesperson. I want to sell you something. But hey, I only want to sell you something you need, not something that you can't afford or isn't necessary. So for me, this is a good way to build that deeper level of trust and rapport. And then you listen in the beginning. Obviously, I reiterated what it sounds to me. You got all this. He had the church service paid for. The church is going to pay for him. All he needed was a direct cremation. He didn't care about anything else. He didn't want to leave money behind. And I was just telling that back to him. And you hear him say, yeah, that's right. That's all I need. Those are powerful responses to clarification of what it is that he wants to accomplish. So moral of the story here, guys, when you're out there selling, make sure you listen very carefully to what the client is telling you. What is it that they want? What do they need? What is it that they want to accomplish? Listen very carefully. Get an understanding intimately of what it is they want to do with their life insurance, and then just reiterate it back to them. Let them hear you say it. It's powerful. And say things here and there in your sales presentation that salespeople wouldn't say, because people think salespeople are going to hide the fact that they're salespeople. They're going to downplay the fact that they're selling. Be bold. Call it out. And then shock them by saying, yeah, I'm a salesperson, but I only want to get you what you need, not what you want. Nobody thinks that. That was what differentiates you. That makes you human and interesting. And more importantly, it establishes your credibility and trust. David Duford's my name. DavidDuford.com is my website. If you're interested in selling insurance and you like the idea of selling something like final expense, mortgage protection, annuities, and many of the other products we sell, go to DavidDuford.com to learn more about how you can join my agency. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment below. If you have any questions about what I said or how I did it, or if you'd like me to clarify, I'm happy to individually answer every one of your comments. Totally fine. And make sure you subscribe to this super awesome channel if you like this kind of content. We'll see you next time. Take care.